Hey family, so today we are tapping back into this forgiveness series that I was telling you about in that last video, my initial forgiveness series video. And so what did we talk about? Number one, we said was the power of perspective. So today in this video, we are talking about therapy, counseling, the power of going out to seek help. Now, this is what I want to say about therapy, because, you know, people who are not really educated when it comes to therapy, or the way we have grown up, you know, we watch movies and everything, and, you know, we typically look at therapy as like, oh, I'm not going to go see a shrink, oh, I'm not crazy, I'm not about to go sit and talk to anybody. Let me tell you something. You have to get rid of that stigma. You have to get that stigma out of your mind. When I say therapy, any type of therapy, whether it's spiritual therapy, whether it's, you know, just mindset there, whatever type of therapy, there are so many resources out there for you. You know, these people, these professionals, this is what they go to school for. This is what they educate themselves for things like this, to be able to help people, to be able to take what they've learned and use that in that field that they're in, to be able to help people when they're going through times when you don't have to be crazy. You could be the most healthiest person, the most sane person in the world, but it helps to talk to somebody. It helps to get things out, especially if you're somebody that has a lot of things built up on the inside of you. It's great for you to have that person to talk to with an unbiased opinion, you know, and that's what is the good thing about therapy. I have nothing but great things to say about therapy. Before I started therapy, I had friends that kind of told me about therapy, and that's kind of what, you know, steered me and pushed me to try therapy. And it's been really great. It's been a really great thing for me in my life. I'm so blessed to have found the therapist that I found. I'm so blessed that, you know, God placed that opportunity in my life for me to be able to have that, because it's been great. This is why I say that it's important for you to seek out the help of a professional, a therapist, a counselor, because when we're dealing with this battle of unforgiveness, there's two things that we're dealing with here, right? You're either one of two people. You're either the person that's not talking about it, that's keeping everything bottled up, and what's happening if you're that person is that you're just going on with life. You're not talking about it. You're not getting it out. It's stuck inside of you, and you have to heal. You need to heal those wounds. You need to heal those things. You need to talk about it, because you're probably somebody that's suppressing all of these feelings to the point where you're going to explode at one point. Or even if you're not going to explode, you have this heavy load on you, and you need to be free. You have to be free of that. That is what's going to help you to start walking in this process of forgiveness. Those offenders, those people that you can't seem to forgive, it's going to be best for you to talk about it. It's going to be best for you to get those things out. We are strong. Yes, we are strong. We are powerful. But it's okay. It's okay to be weak sometimes. And you're not weak. You're not weak because you're talking about it. You're not weak because you're seeking a professional. You know, the way I like to think about this, the way I like to present things when it comes to like this healing process, when it comes to forgiving, if you know that you're a person battling unforgiveness, or you know that you're somebody that's battling, you know, holding on to the past, not being able to move on, and you know that it's something that's killing you, you know that it's something that you need to heal from, you know that it's something that you need to move past and progress from, I think about it like this: why not do whatever it is necessary to make it to the other side, whatever that may be? Try new things, try, you know, whatever is going to take you to your healing. Why wouldn't you want to take advantage of that in order for you to be able to forgive, to move on to the better version of yourself, to forgive your past and move on to the greater things that God has for you? Why wouldn't you want to take any opportunity, any resources that's out there for you to be able to do that? You know, that's the way I look at it. So again, like I said, the first person, the first person we're looking at, the person that's not talking about it. Second person, which this person, you're probably this person you are talking about it, but you're talking about it to anybody that will listen. You know what I mean? Anybody that would listen. You talking to your mama, to your family, your friends, your co-workers. You at the supermarket. In some type of way, you find a way to bring up this offense, bring up this person that done did you like this, that done hurt you. And see, that person, that's not good either. Yes, it's great for you to talk about it, but it is not great for you to, because see what happens when you're that person, there's two things that's happening, right? When you're that person that's going around talking about it to everybody that will listen, you just keep talking about this story or how you were hurt, your pain and all of that. If you're that person that's doing that, then you are creating a victim mentality. You just want people to have sympathy for you. You just want people to feel sorry for you. No. This is why it's better for you to go seek a professional. Go talk about it. Go talk to somebody that doesn't know you. First of all, when you're talking to a lot of people that do know you, they're putting their opinions on you because they know you. They either telling you what you want to hear, or it might not be the best advice, or sometimes it's only so much that people can tell you. It's only so much that they can say to you to try to lift your spirits, to try to help you through your situation. And see, this is why it's best for you to go seek a professional. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that specializes in those areas. Somebody that knows, that can sit down with you and can figure out, okay, I see that this might be the problem. So let me start asking these questions. Let me start, digging deeper to see how she feels about this, how he feels about that. That's why it's important, And then another thing too with that, if you're somebody that's talking about it to everybody, see, bitterness is contagious. If you have a bitter spirit and you are so upset and you have so much anger towards your offender, towards what happened to you, the way you're talking about it from a resentful place. You're talking about it from a bitter place all the time. And so that rubs off on people. So then look, here's the thing. Now, let's say you do heal and you start forgiving, but those people that you have brought these stories constantly to, and you keep talking about this offense, they have somehow been poisoned by your bitterness. And so now they're messed up. It's like, now you healed, you ready to move on, but these people still holding on to stuff. They still looking at the person that hurt you upside their head. They don't like them. So now you on a positive tip, you ain't even on that no more. But every chance you get when you around these people, they want to talk about it. They want to talk about it because they have been so sucked into your bitterness that they don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. This is what I'm saying. This is why it's so important to forgive and to move on. You do not want to have a bitter spirit. You do not want to have this resentful spirit. You want to be healed. You want to be whole. And you want to walk on, move on to the greater things that God has for you. You have to release this. You have to release this anger, this animosity, this unforgiveness. It's not healthy for you. You have to release it. And so this is why I say that I recommend a higher level of help. And sometimes it's necessary. There's nothing wrong with talking to a therapist. There's nothing wrong with talking to a professional. The more you're talking to a therapist, especially if you're somebody that's dealing with unforgiveness. So let's say, for example, you're constantly talking to the therapist about that situation that you went through, that person that hurt you, that whatever it is, that offense. When you're constantly talking about that to the therapist, but what therapy begins to do for you, it starts pushing you away from that person, from pointing fingers at that person, from kind of like focusing on what that person did. This person is evil, this person hurt me, this person that. It kind of starts pointing the finger back at you. So instead of making it about the other person, instead of worried about what they did and everything, you start kind of taking accountability for yourself. You start more so looking within yourself and seeking within yourself. Like, you start asking yourself the hard questions, right? You start finding these wounds within yourself, whether it be from childhood, whether it be from something that just happened years ago that you never even addressed, right? You never even thought about that. It forces you to focus on you, which is the most important part. Because see, the thing is, when we're dealing with offenses, when we're dealing with people that we can't seem, that we're holding grudges against, that we can't seem to forgive and all of that, here's the thing about people. You cannot take accountability for people the way what they do. You cannot control the way people do things. You cannot control their actions, their reactions. You cannot control that. That's out of your control. And so a lot of the times we drive ourselves crazy because we have this control. We're trying to control the narrative. We're trying to control why they did this, why they, and you're driving yourself crazy when that's not even supposed to be your issue. Your issue is you. You can only, whatever everybody else has done to you, You can't fix that. You can't change that. But you can, however, change you. You can, however, sit back and take a deep look at yourself and think about stuff like that. Like, okay, so I find myself keep getting hurt in this way, in this same way, over and over again. Okay, so let me now do some soul searching. What is it about me? What is coming up within me that makes me choose these type of people? What makes me make these decisions to go into these type of situations? What is it about me? Maybe it's some things that I need to be changing about myself. Maybe it's time for me to ask myself these tough questions that I never wanted to face, that I never wanted to address. Maybe it's time for me to face those things. And you see what I'm saying? So now we're taking that finger away from this, you placing the blame on everybody else. You did this, he hurt me here, my parents did this when I was younger, all of that. You taking all of that power away from those people that did whatever they did in the past, those offenses, those offenders, and you are now taking a deep look at yourself, because you can only change you. You can only fix your judgment. You can only fix the things about you that can take you away from, take a step back from dealing with certain things. Being able to check yourself. Maybe at some point I haven't really understood my worth and my value. Let me check myself. Hold on, let me sit here and write a list, and let me remind myself who I am. And let me put this in my mental. Let me start making better decisions for my life. Let me start making better choices so that I can have better outcomes, so that I can have better results. That's why therapy is great. That's why therapy is important. The main thing that we should be doing always is prayer, right? We should always be praying. We should always be going to God and seeking God first. But at the same time, see, this is what these people in these religious minds says, oh, you don't need to go to no therapy. Your therapist is God. God is the person. Yes, this is why we got to get away from, God, this is why we got to get away from this religious mentality. Because yes, but the same way that God is our therapist and we can go to him about anything is the same way God has provided resources out there in the world for us. That's why people are therapists. That's why people go to school for this. That's why people have passions for this, to be able to help people in need, to be able to come down and help people in those areas that they need in their life. God wouldn't have provided this platform and these resources for us if he didn't want us to use them. We're supposed to use them. We're supposed to use them. See, that's the thing. That's where we forget. It's like God, yes, he is our everything. He could do anything for us, but he also places things, because he knows that we have to go out in the world and deal with this, deal with that. He knows that. So he places these things out in the world for us to be able to take it at our fingertips, to be able to receive our help. And that's what this is. That's what therapy is. That's what therapy is going to do for you. And so this is my step 2. My step 2, when we are talking about unforgiveness, if you are a person that just cannot seem to forgive, you are battling the spirit of unforgiveness. Step 1 was the power of perspective. Step 2 now is seeking the help of a therapist, seeking the help of counsel, Christian counsel, whatever. But you need to get away from your friends and your family talking about this situation. Go talk to somebody that don't know you. Go talk to somebody that is educated in this area, that can help you, that can probably bring up some stuff in you that you didn't even know needs to be brought up. Somebody that you can confide in, and also stop holding it in. You have to let this out. This is this process of healing. This is what healing is consistent of. It's okay to cry. It's okay to get it out. You need to be free. God wants you to be free. He wants you to release all the hindrances of this unforgiveness so that you can walk on to the good things that God has for you. Thank you guys. I am Ashley B. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at IamAshley.B. That's B as in Bumblebee. Thank you for joining my channel. Keep watching my videos, because I have so much to come under this forgiveness series. So much that I am breaking down, so much that I am kind of dissecting when it comes to this, healing process, when it comes to you getting past this hump, because I've been there, I understand it, and I am here to help you. I'm here to give you all the tools that the Lord has given to me, all the experiences, what I have learned, to be able to help you. So make sure you join in on my channel and see what I have to say about these different topics. Thank you. God bless.